Stanley Cup dreams come true.
ABC is home to the Stanley Cup Final.
I hate talking about last year. It didn't end the way we wanted it to. There's some great memories, but we got to create some new memories this year.
The Florida Panthers repeat as Eastern Conference champions.
Last year, I just remember going around and telling everybody, we'll be back, we'll be back. Well, we're back.
After a 2-9-1 start.
Is the runway long enough to get back to the team that everybody thought they could be this year, which was Stanley Cup final contention?
In the modern age, it's an occurrence of some rarity. Such chances should not be squandered.
When you're young, you think it's going to happen every year, and all of a sudden, it doesn't.
We don't want to just be happy with being here. Act this out as if it's your last chance.
It's so hard to get there. You got to take advantage because you never know. It might never come back.
It's not about 1-2 players. You need all the guys working together, and things need to fall into place for it to happen.
Enjoy the moment.
You just have to stay in the moment.
It's one of those moments. We may not get here again.
Tremendous number of adversities, and you know how difficult it is to win the Stanley Cup.
That's what you play for, and when you get there, you want to do anything to win it.
Money can't buy you the Stanley Cup. The most talented team very rarely wins the Stanley Cup. You can overcome talent with effort. It's a battle of attrition. It's 2 months, the toughest, bravest, strongest come to the top.
This is the hardest damn trophy in the world to win.
Bobrovsky dives to his right with a robbery!
Their experience, they're a better team than they were last year, so well coached, their players are hungry. This is an opportunity for this group to make their own history and get a whole new group of young fans appreciating how hard it is to win the Stanley Cup.
Every game becomes more difficult, trying to win 16 games to win the Stanley Cup.
I'm willing to go through it all again to get a Stanley Cup.
Everybody's buying in.
It takes a lot of buy-in, a lot of hard work.
It's such a grind. We're here now.
We've been waiting all year for this moment to do what we didn't do last year.
Two monsters colliding, and it is going to be a battle.
Steak from Conor McDavid 9 years to get to his first Stanley Cup final.
Feels like a dream, honestly.
These fans are some of the most passionate in the league.
Wait, you're going to see the most beautiful piece of silver. The Holy Grail is coming out, folks.
It's the greatest trophy in professional sports. Stanley Cup!
This is the ultimate. You never want to choke until you won this, and I don't know how to describe it.
Can you talk about being Canada's team, everyone there coast to coast cheering for the Oilers? Any additional pressure with that?
Yeah, well, there's a million fans back in Vancouver. Do you have anything to say to them?
Sure, it's a pleasure.
The Edmonton Oilers, what a ride. Nobody gave them a chance. The Anaheim Ducks are the Stanley Cup champions.
But it's heartbreak at the other end. Tough to describe that feeling.
Obviously, we're a Canadian team. We got great Canadian fans, and it feels good to unite the country a little bit. That's what sports is all about, is bringing people together, and hopefully we're doing that for Canadians across the country.
The Stanley Cup final is officially set. Oilers, Panthers.
It's going to be a real exciting series.
It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall. We'll never sacrifice their will. Against all the odds, against all your pain, your back's on the wall, with no one to blame.
embarrassment and domination here in Boston by the Florida Panthers.
Forsling with 1:33 left. Barkov scores! Sam Reinhart wins it for Florida. Wins in a row. McDavid carrying it behind. Back to Edmonton. They score! Away! Down for Bouchard.
Final. We want our stars on the ice. This isn't basketball. It's not tennis. This isn't fiddle with sticks, twiddle your thumbs. This is NHL hockey in the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is what it's all about.
Speaking of the stars, the McDonald's here in Edmonton are going to name it McDavid's if he can get going tonight. The Oilers are kind of a big deal. Before the game, enjoy Our Lady Peace performing their hit song, Clumsy.
Connor McDavid and the Oilers have their backs against the wall, but at least tonight the Walls are at home. It's a beautiful night in Edmonton, where tonight the Edmonton Oilers host a Stanley Cup final home game for the first time in 18 years inside spectacular Rogers Place. Edmonton tonight will be supported by one of the loudest crowds in the NHL. Standing room only, more than 18,000 here tonight. And we're delighted to be among them. I'm Sean McDonough upstairs, Ray Ferraro between the benches. Delighted to have you with us, Ray. Connor McDavid and the Oilers say we've been here before all season long. Started 2-9-1, made the playoffs. We were down in each of the previous two series, found a way to win. But if they're going to win this time around and do it again, they have to find a way to score some goals. Just one goal in the first two games in Florida.
Before the series started, we talked about how the Oilers were a top-heavy team. They really rely on their top 5 players, their power play, to score their goals. But when we get past Nugent Hopkins and Hyman and Bouchard, we really get to the big two, and that's McDavid and Draisaitl. Connor McDavid has a busy first couple of games, but really nothing production-wise, just the one assist on a 4-on-4 goal in Game 2. Leon Draisaitl has had nothing going at all. Those two guys dominate on the power play. Their power play is scoreless in the series. Draisaitl has had a myriad of wingers, and injured and ineffective Evander Kane is out of the lineup tonight. A heavy load on Draisaitl, a bigger load on McDavid, and if the Oilers are going to get back in, these two guys are going to have to score, and their power play is going to have to get on track.
And one of the things that helped the Panthers keep them in check in the first two games was the home ice advantage. Paul Maurice had the last line change. He won't have that here. How do you think that factors in tonight?
Well, it's an inconvenience for sure. In the first two games, they were able to get Gustav Forsling and Aaron Ekblad, along with Sasha Barkov's line against McDavid almost all the time. You see the numbers where Ekblad and Forsling have been on the ice against McDavid. So now the Panthers are going to have to decide, do they want this defense pair on the ice, or do they want Sasha Barkov's line on against Connor McDavid? Because you're not going to get both. The good news for the Panthers is they're a team built around defense. 73 goals against less this year than last year. They will play Sam Bennett's line against McDavid. They'll even get Anton Lundell's line out against them. It's a team that is going to defend 14 or 12 forwards up top, 6 on the back, and they're all going to have to do the job against an Oiler team that's going to come out and they're jumping.
The Oilers' backs are against the wall every time this year. They've needed a win. They've found a way to do it. They need a win tonight in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Just take it one game at a time, one period at a time, and not let that fear set in.
We're very comfortable this time around. It would be a dream come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Canada, where we love our hockey. And home to this, the Edmonton Oilers mosh pit. And home to their hero, the Messiah, Mark Messier.
Listen to the wind blow.
Allow me to tell you a little something I know about Edmonton. You see, I grew up near here in St. Albert. To our south was the city with its buildings, art, and the river. To the north, wilderness and oil sands.
Listen to the wind.
Does it get cold here? Sure. But the thing is, you will never find a place with warmer people, people who love each other. And man, do they love hockey. That's why it meant so much to be part of making Edmonton's hockey dreams come true.
The Edmonton Oilers win their 5th Stanley Cup in 7 years.
And that's why it is so powerful to see this team, this town, these people back here again at the Stanley Cup Final. Tonight, they face one of the best defenses in the National Hockey League.
Defense ruling the day for the Caps.
But they do so with the strength of a superstar.
Here's the brilliance of McDavid. Spectacular!
Supported by the passion of thousands. Welcome to Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Welcome home.
The Stanley Cup. It was on display before Game 1 of these 2024 Stanley Cup Finals. And the Florida Panthers, they opened with back-to-back wins on home ice, and then they made the long journey, 2,541 miles northwest to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, to Rogers Place, where tonight, Game 3 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Final between the Eastern Conference champion Florida Panthers and the Western Conference champion Edmonton Oilers. The fans are ready here in Western Canada, Edmonton just north of Calgary. And their fans are hardy and they are eager. Their first time in the Stanley Cup Final for the Edmonton Oilers since 2006. The last Stanley Cup Final game played here was Game 6 of the 2006 final against the Carolina Hurricanes. The Oilers won that one, but they ended up losing the series in 7 back in Raleigh, North Carolina. But the fans are seated. There's been so much activity outside the building here at the sensational Rogers Place. Opened on September the 8th, 2016. You can see they call it the Moss Pit, named after Joey Moss, longtime Edmonton Oiler employee. Worked with the equipment group there. Close friend of Oiler legend, hockey icon Wayne Gretzky. Back inside, you can see the Zambonis are doing the work. We're getting close. It is oil country here in Edmonton, Alberta. And certainly, this is a pivotal Game 3 tonight. But how did we get here? Let's take a look at the highlights from Games 1 and 2 down in South Florida. You can see there's the captain, Alexander Barkov, the cup. Mike McDaniel, the coach of the Miami Dolphins, opening things up, and it was the Panthers with a quick strike. Carter Verhaeghe off the rush about 4 minutes into period number 1, and the Panthers took the 1-0 lead. As the game went on, though, it was Sergei Bobrovsky was the story. He was in the zone, as they say. Stopping Nugent Hopkins on that breakaway previously, Adam Henrique. Period number 2 was more of the same. How about this? The barrel roll from Sergei Bobrovsky as Ryan Nugent Hopkins takes a look. And then period number 3, The net was empty, and Eetu Luostarinen fired it home. Put the dagger into the Oilers. The Panthers fans thrilled. The Rats were flying. So the Panthers took game 1, 3-0 behind a 32-save shutout from Sergei Bobrovsky. Game 2, the fans were revved up once again. Alonzo Mourning was banging the drum. Longtime NBA great, Miami Heat star. This game was physical. Bodies were flying. Rodriguez took a tumble early. Luostarinen collided with Foegele. Foegele got a 5-minute major game misconduct. Luostarinen helped off, but he would come back in this game. There goes Foegele. He is off with the game misconduct. There was a penalty on Oliver Ekman-Larsson, negated some of that power play chance and set off a 4-on-4 situation. And of all people, Matthias Ekholm coming down on a 2-on-1, and he let it rip right through the pads of Sergei Bobrovsky. Slipped it through the 5-hole. First goal for the Oilers in this Cup final. And it was 1-0. Edmonton into the second period. The game continued, an odd play there by Mikkola at one end, but as the play continued, guess who it was? Mikkola firing it past Stuart Skinner, that rolling puck. Late second period, that would tie it at 1. Panthers getting more opportunities. Here's Tkachuk with a shot, stopped by Skinner. Bennett right on the doorstep. Another shot from Montour up high, deflected just wide. Draisaitl with an opportunity from the bad angle. He's dangerous from the goal line. He almost found a way there, but Bobrovsky got over. Third period, tied at 1, and it was Rodriguez gets it back and buries it. Deflects off a stick. It looks like Ekholm goes up over the blocker. 2-1 Florida Panthers with the lead in the third. A little bit later, got nasty. Look at that. Leon Draisaitl puts a big hit, puts that elbow right into the face of Slava Barkov. Draisaitl would get a penalty. Barkov would leave and not return. And then on the power play, it was Evan Rodriguez again on the deflection. And the Panthers took the 2-goal lead. McDavid tried to go all the way to get it close, but he was fought off. He was frustrated. And in the end, it was Aaron Ekblad with an empty netter to put the knife in the Oilers in game 2. So that's how things looked in games 1 and game 2. The Florida Panthers had it their way, took a 2-0 series lead. E.J. Raddick with you, joined now by my partner, my buddy, former NHL goaltender Kevin Weeks. Weeks, you got to be pumped up for this one.
I'm pumped up.
You're a Canadian by birth, so
yeah.
You know, here up now. You were born in Eastern Canada. We're out here in Western Canada, but it's exciting. I mean, the fans are just, the building is packed. The Oiler fans are revved up.
It's absolutely unbelievable out here, and my wife's family's all from out this way, so seeing people all throughout Alberta and my drives the last 2 days, it's been wild. They're so pumped up each to have the Stanley Cup final back here in Alberta.
No question. And Weeksy, it's gotten physical, as you would expect. You can see, look at the crowd outside. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It was physical for me out there. I was looking for you.
Know.
I needed you out there to clear a path.
Yeah, but, you know, let's look at some of the physical play.
Sure.
And, you know, Rodriguez, when he got dinged around a little bit in this game, you can see this collision here with Carrick.
That was a big one. You can see he goes down. There's no way to brace the impact either.
No. Went right over on his back, kind of slow to get off, but he would come back and play a big part in the game with a pair of third-period goals. He has 3 goals in the playoffs. Darnell Nurse took that hit from Rodriguez, and you could see grabbing his hip. He didn't play very much in that game after that, and he's going to give it a go tonight, but you could see he was compromised.
He was, and he was only able to return and play limited minutes. Credit to him for even being back and making the effort to get back, but he was severely impacted.
And then you can see here Draisaitl with the high hit on Barkov. 2-minute minor for Draisaitl. Barkov slow to get up, helped off, did not return, but he has practiced. He is here, and he is in the lineup again tonight for the Florida Panthers, so that's good news.
That's really great news for him, and certainly for the Panther fans and for all the international fans that may be in Finland as well.
No question about it. There you see the sea of blue and orange for the Edmonton Oilers. So let's take a look at some of the key guys for the Florida Panthers.
Sure.
And, you know, we could start with Evan Rodriguez. He's getting moved up to that first line. They made that change late in game number 1 at pay, or game number 2 at paid dividends. 3 in the series. He's one of those guys you can kind of use him in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I remember telling his agent earlier in the year, this is such a nice piece in Evan Rodriguez because, as you said, he can play every position up front. He does a lot of different things. He can generate plays. He can score. He's a very unique piece and a good value piece as well, Leach.
And then on defense, Nico Mikkola coming up with a huge goal in the second period, and he's just a big, lanky guy, hard to play against.
You know, it was a numbers game for him in St. Louis, obviously, and going to the Rangers last year, he was on the radar, and the general manager here with the Panthers, Bill Zito, from his agency, he's long represented Finnish players.
100%, yep.
So you have to think that pipeline helped him recruit Mikkola to come down and play with the Panthers this season.
No doubt about that. Aaron Ekblad, I talked to Aaron this morning, and I said, I was worried about you, buddy, when that ankle. He goes, no, I was too. He goes, but it was just a scare. He felt okay, so good to see him back out there and fighting through and being in the lineup again.
Yeah, and he's had a series of ankle injuries over his career, as you know, Each.
Yep.
And last game, game 2, was the best game, most complete game I've seen Aaron Ekblad play at the NHL level.
And then, of course, the goaltender, Sergei Bobrovsky, Weeksy. I mean, you're a former goalie. This guy has just been so good.
He's so good, and he's locked in. What's really impressed me, too, is how he's not only the 1 goal on the 51 shots in the Stanley Cup Final, which is otherworldly, but also, he's really transformed his game. He's so calm in the net, and he's playing a bigger style than he had for a couple of years when he first got to Florida. He was getting acclimated. So, as mentioned, he's on the path to a Hall of Fame career, and he's a Vezina finalist again this year and a 2-time Vezina Trophy winner. That's amazing.
No question about it. Fans, let's go Oilers. You hear it? Let's take a look at some of the key players for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. And how about Matthias Ekholm? He has the only goal for the Oilers in the first 2 games.
Yeah, Matthias Ekholm, I really like the acquisition. He's played in a Stanley Cup Final before with the Nashville Predators earlier in his career. Big, rangy Swedish defenseman. And you know what, Eej? One thing about Sweden is they continue to produce elite-level defensemen.
100%.
Going back to, of course, the late, great Börje Salming and, of course, Nicklas Lidström. And Ekholm, one of the chief among them now.
How about another one for you? Philip Broberg.
Yeah.
He's emerged. I mean, this was a first-round pick. It's taken a little time to develop, but, boy, I think he's been pretty good in these first couple of games.
Yeah, you know what? I spoke to a bunch of players that have played in the Stanley Cup Final. And to jump in this deep into the playoffs tells me not only was his focus right in Broberg, but also his conditioning. To just step in seamlessly and play trusted minutes. And by the way, with the great Paul Coffey as your defense coach as well.
I got to talk to Paul Coffey this morning, and we'll get through some of that as the game goes on. How about Connor McDavid? The 9 shots on goal, good. Obviously expect more production. I think it's going to be a big night for McDavid.
I think it's a big night for McDavid. He recognizes the stage. It needs to be a huge night here for the Oilers at home in the friendly confines of Rogers Place Arena. I would anticipate him and his teammates to have their best game in the series here.
And then the hometown kid in goal, Stuart Skinner, a native of Edmonton. And let's face it, this is a huge stage here to be in your own barn here for the first time in a Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah, you're living the dream, exactly. Playing for the Stanley Cup, the right to win it here in your hometown. This is huge, and he was an all-star last year, but I'll tell you, Eej, and for you listeners, one thing that impressed me with Stuart Skinner that I hadn't really seen as much, but I have in the last 2 games, his glove.
Yeah, you've talked about that on a couple of occasions.
He's made a lot of glove saves in games 1 and 2, which hasn't always been his strongest asset per se, so that's a good sign. When you can control the puck with your glove, you control the game.
And there you can see the Florida Panthers, wearing the visiting white tonight, getting ready. Alexander Barkov, there was some question as to whether he'd be able to go, but he's ready. Sergei Bobrovsky leading him. He'll lead him right onto the ice. See Aaron Ekblad with him. Panthers making the way down the tunnel. What's that feel like?
No billionaire can buy that experience. It's absolutely priceless. Look at this here. Look at the emotion on the fan. And as a player and staff and us even working in our role, this is absolutely massive. It's the pinnacle, the entire world. There's only 2 NHL teams in the world right now that are playing. and it's these two that are on the ice in the best league in the world.
And there they are. They've hit the ice, and the fans here at Rogers Place, they're going bonkers, Weeksy. It's loud in here.
It's unbelievable. This is one of the best arenas and setups in the league and in the world. I have to give a lot of credit to their owner, Daryl Cates, and the Oilers group and what they were able to do here. It's transformed the city. Yep. Look at that.
You can see the people outside, people inside. The building holds 18,347. I dare say there's probably a few more than that in here.
Yeah, for sure.
This evening.
For sure.
As we get ready, we approach puck drop. Connor McDavid.
This is everything. This isn't just something. It's everything to these fans. This is a way of life for them.
You know, I was talking earlier today to Bob Stauffer, long-time radio voice here in Edmonton, and he was talking about like when the team was bad in previous years and late in seasons, and there would still be a full house for games. It's just the fans love hockey here in Edmonton, and they're really loving being back in the Cup final for the first time since 2006. Of course, they've had 5 Stanley Cups in their history, going back into the 1980s and 1990. Trying to add to that, but it's got to start tonight on home ice.
I agree.
Must win tonight.
For sure. This to me will be their best game, and it certainly needs to be, but I anticipate highly that the Oilers come out ablaze here in Edmonton, Alberta for Game 3.
First 5-10 minutes, it should be hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming out hot, Weeks.
Coming out hot.
All right, let's get it down to the PA announcer, Al Stafford.
Welcome to Edmonton for Game 3 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Final, featuring the visiting Florida Panthers and your Edmonton Oilers. Now let's meet the two teams who are competing for the Stanley Cup.
That doesn't give you chills. We've seen that on TV before. First time I've experienced that in person. They love their country. They love their hockey. They love their Edmonton Oilers, and they're going to try to root them on to a win to get back in this series tonight. The starting goalies brought to you by Sam's Club. And the star of this series so far has been Sergei Bobrovsky. Has given up just 1 goal in the first 2 games, has stopped 50 out of 51 shots. He's now allowed 2 goals or fewer in each of the last 5 and 12 of the last 13. At the other end, Stuart Skinner has played reasonably well through the first 2 games, but they haven't given him much support. He's trying to avoid losing 3 straight starts for the first time since early November, back in the days when the Oilers were struggling to start this season. The referees are Steve Kazari and Dan O'Rourke. The linesmen are Johnny Murray and Matt McPherson. The same quartet of officials that worked Game 1 in Sunrise, Florida. Corey Perry back in, and Leon Draisaitl continues to adjust to different line mates beside him, Ray.
It is a little bit of a mix and match for the Oilers without Evander Kane healthy and or effective in this series. He's out of the lineup tonight, and so for Draisaitl, it's McLeod, the speedster, on the left side, and Corey Perry, the veteran, on the right. And Sean, they're just looking for anything offensively 5-on-5, and they hope this group can give them a start.
Barkov and Draisaitl the last time.
This can be too hard for some to describe, too elegant for some cliche, too sizable not to consider all reason, and simply too rare to rely on hope.
I can feel it coming.
here that hockey's novel is written. Chapters of raw emotion that cover all possible genres.
Stanley Cup champions!
Moments that encircle this game's history. A tapestry of mere mortals whose names became immortal. Two remain on the tilt of greatness. One aims to leave behind a pile of broken mirrors. The other carries the burden of tradition.
There's a new punch on the block.
Of a country. And the expectation to not only be great, but better.
Wow! Off the stick of Connor McDavid.
Trophy to win. It's the most beautiful trophy, the Stanley Cup.
They can feel it coming. History is in the air. It's the Stanley Cup Final, next on Sportsnet.
Panthers Oilers to the Stanley Cup Final.
This is the time of your life.
The National Hockey League on Sportsnet presents the Stanley Cup Final.
Dropping it off, scores! Nico Mikkola has tied it. Florida off and running. And back onto the stick, Rodriguez scores!
And this crowd back on their feet.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
He's got a stick. He's in. Scores! Absolutely amazing.
Thank you to Lenny Kravitz. Are you going to go my way as we get set for Game 3? 18,500 will file into Rogers Place for the game tonight. The Oilers, as you know, scored on the first shot Monday night, but Kelly, you pointed out, it came at 11:17 on the clock, nearly a half an hour after the opening faceoff. 7 shots through 2. That's where they need this crowd to inspire a refueled beginning in this game number 3, a critical game. Chris Cuthbert, Craig Simpson upstairs in the broadcast booth. The Stanley Cup Final presented by Rogers on Sportsnet. We welcome you to our position with Jennifer, Kelly, and Kevin. But let's begin with...
All right, Ron, well, the Oilers fans, we've come across a lot of them. They say they're ready to show out tonight. The players say that's important on the Oilers team. What are you expecting, Elliot?
Well, it sure was in Game 6 against Dallas. That was not a great night in terms of the score, and or was great in terms of the score, but the shots. Dallas owned that game, but they were phenomenal in here, and we don't expect anything different. I think the whole conversation about the Panthers players were kind of rolling their eyes at it this morning. Their feeling is, look, that's for something for you guys to discuss and debate. Did we do the right thing? We're focused on one thing, and that is winning a game. That's all we care about. The debates for the outside, the desire to win is all that matters.
And Ron, as Kelly pointed out about scoring on the first shot, the Oilers have trailed for 73 minutes so far in these 2 games. They've been chasing a little bit. They want to get the lead, get this crowd really going crazy tonight.
Thanks, David. Elliott, Kevin.
Well, Kyle mentioned 2009 and Sid, and that's so far long ago. Nobody remembers that. So I'm going to talk about 2011, 2 years earlier. And Oiler fans, take comfort from my pain and Ken Holland's pain. He mentioned it as well. Being down 2-0 in a series, you're never really out of series until you lose at home. You know, Game 1, we felt like it was a good game, but we scored with 20 seconds left here to take a 1-0 series lead at home ice. President's Cup Trophy champions. Game 2, we win first shift of overtime, so now we're up 2-0. We're feeling good about ourselves. We're confident, much like the Florida Panthers, but this game switched when we went to Boston, and now we're on the road, and we got pumped in Game 3, and it created a lot of doubt. Not a lot maybe right away, but a little bit of doubt. And then 4 was the same thing. We regrouped and we recovered in Game 5 to go up 3-2 in the series, but there was still that doubt that was created in Game 3. And then 6, you see what happens, and then 7, we don't really want to talk about. But the whole point is, Connor and the Edmonton Oilers, they have to create that doubt tonight.
And the way they can do that, they have to generate some high danger chances, Kev, if they're going to have the same sort of comeback that the Bruins did. Sorry for
Who was the last Canadian team to win the Cup, Kel?
1 goal. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Or the last 2 goals. Last time that was in February. Look at Game 2, high danger chances. Grade A only 1, Grade B 2, Grade 3 or Grade C 3. Look at these chances. That was a Grade A. They say this one was a Grade B chance, although Ekholm scored, and then Grade C, 2 good chances here. 1 from the point gets through. That's a Grade C. And then I thought this was better, this Ekholm chance. I thought this was better than a Grade C, but you get the point. They have to make a lot more high danger chances in this game. Sorry, Kev.
Cal, I'm going to go along your lines, staying in the present moment, right? That's really important for the Oilers. So let's think about 2024 here. And a lot of talk for the Oilers that they need to battle and win their battles. And what better example than Zach Hyman? 14 goals in this postseason. And you look at how he's played in the final. And this is where he loves to play. In front, but there's so many details in how he plays. If you watch his timing, it's always very good. And I talked to him before the final started, and he said, you know what, even for my youth hockey, I like to be in front of the net. But for him, it wasn't just being there. He became successful when he learned how to be a threat in front. And that's what he's done pretty well to make sure you know the Panthers D, work hard and try to prevent you from getting in front. So reading the play, whether it's making sure you finish the hit, winning the battles, driving to the net to make sure you're an option. And Hyman has done an exceptional job, even though he hasn't gotten the point production yet, making sure he's a passing option, not just standing there in the right angle for a screen or to make sure his stick's available. So every player on the Oilers, regardless of their style, needs to find a way to be a threat.
You can hear the joints beginning to jump. The vibe is definitely palpable now here at Rogers Place in the capital of Alberta. Rogers customers are having a great time tonight too. The festival has been set up on the east side of the arena. Customers get exclusive access to the best sports and entertainment experiences. This Game 3, no exception. Listen to this place. Thousands of lucky fans and customers at the Rogers Festival at the final in Ice District for a pregame concert too. Our Lady Peace with VIP access courtesy Rogers. Am I yelling at you yet? Yeah. Learn more more at Rogers.com/beyondtheseat. Starting lineups are in. It'll be Draisaitl, McLeod, and Perry for the Oilers against Barkov, Rodriguez, and Reinhart. Jen, final thoughts.
Well, the Oilers are 6-3 at home.
Now let's meet the two teams who are competing for the Stanley Cup. First, the Florida Panthers head coach, Paul Maurice. At forward in his 11th season, number 16, Alexander Barkov. At forward in his 9th season, number 17, Evan Rodriguez. On defense in his 5th season, number 77, Nico Mikkola. On defense in his 8th season, number 62, Brendan Montour. At forward in his 10th season, number 13, Sam Reinhart. In goal in his 14th season, number 72, Sergei Bobrovsky. The starting lineup for your Edmonton Oilers. Head coach, Chris Knobloch. At forward in his 19th season, number 90, Corey Perry. On defense in his 10th season, number 27, Brett Kulak. At forward in his 10th season, number 29, Leon Draisaitl. At forward in his 4th season, number 71, Ryan McLeod. On defense in his 11th season, number 5, Cody Ceci. And starting in goal in his 4th season, number 74, Stuart Skinner. Once again, your Edmonton Oilers.
Say hello to all people of Turtle Island. As Chief, I welcome you here to Treaty 6 territory. This land has been traditional Region 4 homeland for the Métis people of Alberta, the Inuit and ancestral territory of the Cree, Dene, Blackfoot, Saulteaux, and Nakota Sioux people since time immemorial. The recognition of our history on this land is an act of reconciliation, and we honor those who walk with us. Thank you, Kinanaskumpnao.
Fans viewing at home across oil country and here in Rogers Place, we ask you to please remain standing, remove your hats, and join the singing voice of your Edmonton Oilers, Robert Clark, in the performance of the American and Canadian national anthems. Signed tonight by Edmonton resident and deaf performer with PXP, Linda Cundy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Brave glowing hearts we see as the true North strong and free.
Rogers Place as the Stanley Cup final shifts 4,100 kilometers north by northwest to Edmonton, and where the Oilers hope to change the direction of the series tonight in game number 3. Sergei Bobrovsky's been almost perfect so far, stopping 50 of 51 in the first 2 games. At the other end, it's, of course, Stuart Skinner, his best playoff performance, his last start here, 33 saves in the series clincher against Dallas. A 7-year-old the last time there was a Stanley Cup final game here in Edmonton. There's Alexander Barkov, good to go after leaving game 2, midway through the third on a hit by Leon Draisaitl, who will go to center ice against Barkov tonight. Following the loss, Draisaitl said, our team's got to be better, and it starts with me, as he looks for his first goal in 5, and has the crowd ever sung the anthem better than they did tonight.
Well, it's been 18 years. They've been waiting for this moment, another Stanley Cup final game on home ice. How loud is this building? All the shaking and the noise has brought down streamers from the rafters. If you see the linesmen and the officials looking around the ice, you could see them falling down, and man, what a scene this has been in a building and in a city that's been waiting for this moment for so long.
So Corey Perry, Cody Ceci back in the lineup, did not play game 2. Evander Kane and Vinny Desharnais are out. And the Stanley Cup final is on in Edmonton. Game 3 with Kulak. Looking across, Perry will chip it deep. Back goes Nico Mikkola, a big tie goal.
Well, the moment of truth is almost upon us here. They're about to drop the puck. Every game critical of the postseason. This one no different, and we are underway. Here he is with a backhander. Denied that one. Here's a chance. Oh, and it's another save on the play.
Well, he's been under siege, and I'm loving his compete level. I mean, he's making consecutive saves one after another.
Quick pass to Hyman. Just gets enough to keep it out. No, he scores. He thought he had it, but it must have gone off him. It's in the net, and that's a goal.
Well, certainly he looks frustrated after letting that goal in, James. It's almost like a fielder in baseball. If you touch it, you should be able to stop it, and then he gets a big chunk of that one. Unfortunately, it goes in the netting.
Edmonton's come to play. Look at that, a quick goal here just minutes in.
Well, it's all about getting the start that you want, James, and that doesn't always mean a goal. It means being heavy in on the forecheck, establishing pressure, capitalizing on their opportunity. That's a bonus, and they do it early in the frame.
Great use of the stick in the defensive end by Draisaitl. And that's poked away by Montour. And he's knocked off the puck there. Picked up along the wall by Verhaeghe. Here they are on the attack. Cutting to the front of the net. Scores! Well, who needs the man advantage or the extra attacker as they quickly strike?
Well, they had possession. They recognized the lane. And to be truthful, the defensive structure, well, they just collapsed and played soft. You got to be able to attack, and the end result, a goal. What a goal. I'm surprised he didn't snap his twig in half after that snapper there, James. I mean, the force at which he bore down with, it's incredible how much power he can get from his wrists and transfer of weight.
Plenty of playing time left in this frame. The next goal could be a big one as we are tied. Nugent Hopkins wins the draw at center. The Oilers played along the boards. The Panthers gain possession along the wall. And now they look to make something happen from the neutral zone. Takes a shot. Long jam in front. That's broken up. Nugent Hopkins plays it against the boards. Oh, save on the play.
I love this save, James. I mean, the goaltender is so aggressive on this play. Doesn't give the shooter any time to get rid of it.
Knocked away. Slides the puck down low. A little bumping around, but still maintains possession. Oh, here we go. This team knows how to turn it over. Scores! And we take a drive to clutch save as they take the lead.
Well, the lead is in their hands, and now it's about building off of that. Good shift management, dictating pace, controlling the offensive zone. Everything now is on the line.
Edmonton's got up by one here in this opening frame, but there's a lot of game to go here.
Yeah, and I always feel like those next few shifts are critical because you know your opponent, they're either going to respond or they're not. If they don't respond and you're on your toes, you push them back and you look for a second.
And now he tries to get it across to Lomberg. The Oilers gain possession. Looking for space inside the D zone. And now he moves it quickly to McDavid. Florida's got the puck in their own end. Here's a short pass to Lomberg. And that was a good heads-up read to make that save. The Panthers pick up the puck here in the neutral zone. From the right side and up the middle. Lomberg's got it against the boards. Oh, he gets a blocker on it. What a stop by Skinner. Good stand-up hit on the play. The Oilers gain control of the puck. Wholesale changes coming up as they send it in. Tries to get the puck over to Barkov. And he takes the feed. Penalty coming up here.
Well, the coach isn't going to be happy with this penalty. You have a one-goal lead, and now you find yourself back on your heels, and the penalty kill has to come out and do a job.
Barkov's known for picking his opponent's pockets with his joint zone ability. Those takeaways can lead to offensive attacks. McDavid's wheel zone ability means he can move past everyone with his great skating speed. Be on the lookout for one of these players to make an impact for their team tonight. Now, let's send it back upstairs.
And makes the save. Takes a shot. Oh, they threw it again. Scores! And the power play works to perfection as they've tied it up.
Well, the power play unit knew what was at stake. They knew that they had an opportunity to get the equalizer in this game, and they executed perfectly. eh, James? I mean, you look at that puck as it elevates. I just love the way that he's got his eyes on it the whole time. He makes contact, and he puts it in the net.
Just here in the late stages of this frame, you can feel the energy in this crowd. It's a tie game. The Panthers take control of the faceoff. Moves the puck. Loses possession after he takes a little hit. And he takes the pass. Puck scooped up by Tarasenko. And they continue to fight for that puck along the wall. Edmonton's got a hold of the puck now. Florida's got the puck here in the open ice. Shot! Big stop! Just as time expires in the period. There's the buzzer. 20 minutes in the books. Second period just around the corner.
Don't forget to go to our website and check out our next charity event.
Well, the first 20 is in the books. Let's see what this second period offers. Well, let's see who comes out hungrier here in this second as we are still tied. Well, we've seen a pretty good sample size already played thus far. Cheryl, your assessment.
Skinner's the reason this game is still tied, Jane. He's been outstanding in making all the saves required to keep this game even.
Puck picked up by Barkov. Florida's got it across the line. The Oilers have a hold of it in the defensive zone. Edmonton's in transition. And that pass goes off a stick. Quick feed to Tarasenko. Taken by Nurse. And he's pulled over to the ice and loses the puck. Moves it to Bouchard. The Panthers have it from their own end. Along the side, here they come through the neutral zone. Edmonton's got the puck along the wall. Draisaitl stick handling in his own zone. Oh, had a chance to make a nice move, and the puck disagreed with him.
Oh, I know what he was trying to do there, James. He thought he had it with that move, but he created some space for himself, but unfortunately loses the handle and it dies on his stick.
Florida's got the puck in the defensive end. From the left side, it moves to the middle of the ice. Oh, save on the play! Wow!
Oh, that's grand larceny, James. I mean, he just stole one away from his opponent. What a save!
Puck grab by Ceci.
Skinner's been so impressive, in particular in that last sequence, James, and he's out of gas. It didn't prevent him from making that save, but now he's going to get some much-needed rest as that puck heads out of his zone.
Poked away at center by Ekman-Larsson. Moves it quickly over to Reinhart. With possession along the wall. Tries to feed it over to Kane. Takes the pass. Gets the puck in deep. The Panthers have it against the wall. Gets the puck over to Reinhart. Here's a chance. Stopped with ease. Scores! And look at that wave. Hang on a second here.
I do not think that this is going to count. The official waved it off immediately.
Oh, boy. Face-off coming up here, and they certainly look hungry to answer back after that non-goal call. Edmonton's won the draw. Receives the pass. And he loses control of the puck. Chance in front. And that doesn't go as it's off the stick. And a great read to turn that play aside. We'll get a face-off after the puck stays covered up.
Tarasenko's playing with such confidence right now, and he's got this point streak going, and when that's happening for you, you're having a ton of fun putting up the points.
Here in the late goings of the period, we got a tie game. Edmonton's got possession here in their own end. Quick pass to Perry. Lowers the boom with that hit. Edmonton's on the attack. Big stop right there. Slides the puck over. The Panthers looking against the half wall. Picked up along the boards by Lombard. Oh, big-time save by Skinner.
A player should never be left alone in the slot, but man, is the goaltender to task here. Gets out in front of it and makes the save.
Officials have got both teams ready, and it looks like play is set to resume here. Florida's won the draw. Here's a shot. Rough save made by Skinner. Goaltender covers up. We got a stoppage in play. Edmonton's taking possession in their own end. Now a quick pass to Draisaitl. Gains the zone. A little dipsy doodle, and he loses possession of the puck.
Well, he's got such a slick set of hands. He's trying to manipulate his opponent one by one, but he tries one too many, James, and he loses the puck.
Been a fun night in the barn as we bring an end to period number 2, and there's still 20 more minutes of action to go here in regulation. Third period. Don't go anywhere.
Safety issue and courtesy to you, our fellow fans. Please keep the items clear during gameplay and wait for a break in the action to please monitor the
And they are ready to drop the puck on period number 3. It has been a fantastic matchup here, back and forth at both ends of the ice. Let's see what happens in the third. Oh, he'll feel all of that after this one. Huge play in his own end to come up with the puck. The Oilers carried along the wall. We got a penalty coming up here on the play, and he was right there to make the stop on that play.
Well, he's not going to like the call, but I think it's a good boarding call here, James. There's a lot of force along the boards.
Chance to try to make something happen in this game.
First power play opportunity of the game. You know they've worked on this in practice, the setup, the look that they want. Let's see how they move the puck around the perimeter and look to attack.
Fires it on net with the stop. Edmonton's got it in their own zone. Fires it, and he comes up big with the stick save, getting all of it with the paddle. Takes the puck as the clock ticks down on the penalty kill. Lorenz setting up against the wall. Takes a shot. Oh, wow, what a bad save by Skinner. Tries to get this man advantage going from their own end now. And that's broken up in the defensive zone by Fitzgerald. Lorenz takes the puck. Here's a short pass to Stanley. Oh, tremendous hit on the play. Look at that, he's on his own bench.
Oh, great catch by his teammates, isn't it, James? As he lands in the laps of his own. And you know what, there's a lot of laps going on right there. They're saying, man, you got it. You got a good one.
The Panthers played along the wing. Beautiful cross-ice speed inside the zone. From the slot, fires away. Came up with a nice save.
This is a fantastic save, James. He's all over it. What I mean by that is he knows exactly where it is and where it's moving. A reason why he can get square to it and make the save.
Shot! And he shuts the door on that. Passes it to Bouchard. Edmonton's got a hold of the puck. Henrique's got it along the wing. Scooped up along the wall by Kane. Lines up from the point.
The Oilers are in disbelief as they wire another one off of the pipe, and this is so frustrating. You can see it deflating the entire bench.
Fitzgerald's got it in the defensive end. There's the whistle, icing the call. Big face-off looming. Past the midway mark of the frame, it's all tied up. Reinhardt's won a big draw on their own end. Florida's got it along the wall. Rodriguez plays the puck. Right in front of the shot! Scores! Rips it off the pipe and into the net. Wow!
He almost needed a double take there, James. When you hear that sound, sometimes you think it's out, but this one goes in. I'd like to call this a quiet shot, James. What that means is the goaltender can't see it. So he's listening for it, and it buzzes right by him because he cannot catch up to it, can't find it with his eyes, and can't find it with his body.
The Panthers have found the go-ahead goal here in the back half of the third period.
This is exactly where they want to be, James. Late in the third period, you have the lead. Now you have the momentum, and you certainly want to attack, but you want to make sure that you're in good defensive posture when the puck transitions.
And some textbook body contact there. Brown's going to play it against the half wall. Stopped by the goaltender. The Panthers have been peppering shots on goal all night long, and they continue to lead in the third. Barkov's won the draw here in their own zone. Slides the puck across to Tarasenko. To the front! Can't get it to go. Coming down the left wing and into the zone. Here's a shot, and there's the save on the play. Moves the puck over to Verhage. Puts it on net. Oh, he just got enough of that one to keep it out. Scrum along the boards. Jostling for the puck, and he loses control. Can't keep a hold of it after that hit. The Panthers will play it in their own end. Almost down to the final minute here in this third. From behind the net, looks to break out. Pushes it across to Nurse. Moves it around along the half wall. Goaltender covers it up. We get a whistle to slow things down. They've got the extra attacker out there, and Cheryl, we know what this means.
Well, you have to get possession with that extra player on the ice so that to win that draw and convert on their opportunity.
The Panthers win it in the defensive zone. Striking in all ahead. They score!
Yeah, and this one will all but seal the deal, James. A real insurance marker and a game well fought and a win well earned. Well, that's a strong effort all the way around. Stingy defensively at the end of the game, and they're able to get that empty netter. And it's the dying minutes here, James. It should seal the deal.
The Panthers' persistence pays off as they get the empty netter, and that should probably do it here for this one, Cheryl.
Yeah, that should be the insurance marker, James. They've got a comfortable lead now. They can all breathe a little bit lighter, and that should finish it off.
Kulak's got it into offensive territory. And that one's stopped. Skinner's scores! And look at this. Here we go. They have answered back.
Well, they've responded exactly the way the coach and team wanted to be able to get back on the board, get momentum back in your favor. It's key guys that contribute and have an impact.
Florida's looking to close things out here late in this third period as they continue to lead. Edmonton's won the draw, and they take possession here in the open ice. Oh, he gets leveled and right over the boards into the opposition. There's the whistle as the puck goes into the back of the net, but I think they're going to call this off as the play was blown dead beforehand. And that'll close the book on this one as the final horn sounds. 3-0 lead. There's still one more game to go, but this feels over right now.
Yeah, it feels over, but it isn't. I mean, there have been comebacks of this nature, James, so you know that the coaching staff will be preaching, listen, let's continue to do what we've been doing all series long. We've had good habits. We've really owned play. Now it's about really finishing, but we've got to do it now.
What a night. You gotta love the intensity of the playoffs, and we will see you down the road at the next game. It's playoff time, baby. Good night from all of us here at EA Sports.